Welcome back, everybody. Tonight we are here at Come and Take It Live. We came out to support, our boys from El Paso. The Pissing Razors are here tonight. Devastating. Look what's happening here. Devastating the city, devastating our interview. Having a good time tonight with Matt Lynch and the man, Eddie Garcia of the Pissing Razors. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show. God, how long has it been?
The last interview I saw was at that November to Dismember.
Oh, yeah.
Where I spitting beer out of my mouth or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the last. That's when I remember doing with you. Yeah.
Matt Lynch, it is such an honor to have you, sir.
You've always been a great friend, brother. We appreciate this, man.
But, let's first talk about, the fact that you guys decided to get back together, especially you two guys, the masterminds, I think the announcement was made in 2015 that the original lineup of the Pissing Razors getting back together. What kind of brought that mindset back together? What made that happen?
I don't know. I mean, it had been talks for a long time, for years actually, and it's like it just never ended up happening. And when everybody's busy with things, Matt's got a couple of businesses, and Joe's busy with his career, and then we had been talking to Rick as well, and we really wanted him to be a part of this, but he's moved on in his life. He's a family man, and he doesn't have an interest in doing it, and he straight up, we had a meeting with him, and he straight up said, he goes, my heart's just not in it. I can't do it, which I totally respect. I'd rather have that than him like stepping in half-ass, and which he would never do, and that's why he didn't.
How do you feel about the release, Eddie, when you think about the 1998 debut?
I think Chris Adler said it best, because he was a supporter of the band as well, and a good friend, and a fucking great guy, and an amazing drummer, and Lamb of God, of course. Got to give them props. All those dudes, killer. But what did he say? He said, he goes, that record, man, it's like fire in a bottle, something like that. So something to that extent. I don't think that's the words he used, but something along those lines. Yeah. And it's like, wow, So I mean, so it's and this is like, years after we were kind of not playing anymore for a while, So I mean, to hear props from bands that are doing that kind of stuff, and I've worked for the Overkill guys for a long time, and they, Dave and Blitz always tell me, he's like, dude, fucking, just give the band props, and Vinnie Paul came out the other night, and it just shows a huge amount of respect from cats that have been in the fucking biggest arenas on the planet, and I mean, it's very humbling, man, for sure.
Yeah. Matt, you had kind of like stepped out. People know that you had stepped out after the sophomore release, like Cats on the Plague, and I was really, really happy to know that you were kind of back and bringing your own unique style to the band. I always loved your playing, man, and when I saw you tonight too, I was like, there's Matt Lynch, the Matt Lynch that we love. Fuck, and when I think about the Pissing Razors, it was never the Pissing Razors without Joe, never. And I kind of feel the same way about you. Anyway, sir, great to have you back. What brought you back? What made you? Because, like as Eddie said, you're a really busy man, and you have a lot of things going on. But obviously, the Pissing Razors holds a special place in your heart.
Always. I mean, what we've managed to build together, the three of us, and with Rick as well, But I mean, it really started with the three of us, where the momentum of the band really started taking precedence and pushing forward. So we just felt like we still had something we could offer the music scene, and something to say. We still felt like we had the energy and the will and the power behind what we were doing prior to, and it wasn't done in a the intention wasn't to do it half-assed. So we said, hey, let's give it a go and see what our fan base feels about it, if they still feel the connection, and so far, I think we feel like it's shaping up into what we could really feel is a strong run, and put out some new material, and push forward, and have a fresh breath of music for our fans, to push forward.
If you guys can continue to belt out performances like I saw tonight, then the Pissing Razors is very, very strong. Oh my God. I didn't know what to anticipate tonight. I hadn't seen you guys play in many years. And, I was there in El Paso for the 2015 show. The debacle of our little technical difficulties still lingers in my mind. But, we're making up for it tonight. And, oh, I know. Yeah, the yellow, not the red, the yellow. But, when I see my man Joe up there fucking sweating bullets up there, giving 110%, all of you guys giving 110%, and people just still feeding off that energy and playing those heavy songs. And I was really happy to see you guys play a lot of songs from the debut. Just took me back, and it reinvigorated me about the name Pissing Razors again. So talk a little bit about, Joe, what you've been experiencing again on this Brothers of Blood tour that's been happening for the last couple of weeks now.
Solidification of our brothers and best friends. We are best friends, number one. I'll tell you right now. It couldn't even be any better than that. I mean, it's amazing. What the guys from Skin Lab, and it's amazing. Would I want to do it with anybody else? No. It has to be with these guys. It has to be with these guys. I would never do it with anybody else. Like this, dude, it's nothing short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. We have our problems, like everybody, but this is beauty. You got this guy and Ed. I mean, Gio. I mean, I don't know where he's at, but Gio came in and added that flavor too. Like, yeah, I mean, Rick had that, hands down. He couldn't partake. But we have Gio, and he came in and he hammers every day. Thank God for that. It's love you guys. Love you guys. And we're looking forward to some new stuff. Go home and shut it down and regroup and do it. Está bueno.
On the way up here, my crew and I were jamming to the debut. We're jamming to Cast Down the Plague, the sophomore release. What do you guys think about when you hear those old tunes, or when you hear that record, and you think about yourself at that time? Now we're 20 years in. I mean, what do you think about most about those times? Do you think about the music? Do you think about the creation? Do you think about the touring? What is it that most fondly makes you reminisce about those times?
Honestly, everything that was going on at that stage was like a perfect storm of things meeting all at the same time that lined up for us, and the energy was just right to make those two records, and they were back to back. Like we worked very hard to get the first one out, and then the momentum was there to just continue on into the second one. So we feel both releases, we're all very proud of those releases, and it's something that left a pretty good stamp on the legacy of the band. And we just feel like I say, getting back into it, we feel like there's still more for us to say and more for us to express, to the people that appreciate what we do. So we're gonna give it a go. Right, there you go.
I remember when I interviewed you guys in 1999 at the Back Room. Oh, yeah. I asked Eddie that question. Eddie said, "There's no difference. These records kind of just seamlessly correlate with each other." Joe made me privy to a couple of songs earlier this year when he came to visit me, and I heard him, and I was like, "Oh my God, that is the fucking Pissing Razors." Let's talk about what fans can expect from the band in 2018. First, let's talk about new music. When can fans expect new music from the band?
That's up in the air. I mean, it's going to be a 2018 release for sure, but what we've been doing is demoing and then really trying to pinpoint some of the energy within the songs. Eddie's had a ton of great ideas that have taken simple ideas that Joe and I have put together and really turned them into Pissing Razors songs. Like it's the stamp on there. Like you feel it and you know it right there. Like that's it right there. You know.
Let me add something into that for some of those people out there, just who don't know. Eddie is the drummer of Pissing Razors, but he is also a very accomplished guitar player. And but you're a guitarist, and you can write songs with guitar.
But see, it takes somebody like this dude to actually take the idea and make it into his own and play it really properly, you know. And first and foremost, he understands the groove that I'm trying to seek. And so when you know it's presented, it's like that's it, cool. And so when it's played properly, it comes to life, you know. I mean, you know, I could sit there, you know, write songs and play guitar and bass and drums to everything, but it wouldn't be the same at all, you know. And that's why writing with these guys, they respect and give me the freedom to throw those ideas out there, and you know, let's give it a go. And usually I'm the first guy that's like, no, I don't like that. You know, it's like that, and you know, and yeah. So we just, you know, it's a writing chemistry that we have, and I respect the fact that they give me that leeway to try that, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's like it works both ways. You know, like the songs that we played tonight, it's like songs that Matt and Joe had together, and you know, they allowed me to say, well, I think this part should just not even be in there. Why don't we just do this, and then we'll do this, and then, you know, and then I think I got a little piece for that part, you know, and then so little by little, you know, the best part about it is, you know, everybody can sit in their studio and work on stuff and record it, but until you sit in a room as a band together, I mean, that's when it becomes. No, I wouldn't say that. No.
It's because it's got to have that flavor. In my mind, it's got to have Ed. It's got to have Matt.
The basis of the band is
come on now.
Revolves not necessarily around Ed, but the percussive angle of the band is it's always been a percussive angle.
Want to hear that?
Right.
I mean, they want to hear that.
Everything is percussive in the band, but it revolves around Ed and his
and
position
that's what I
in the
say
band.
about that.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I cherish everything that Matt does, and I cherish everything that Eddie does. Now we have Gio taking some of the stuff that Rick did back in the days, and now pounding it down even more so on the bass low end, and now we're doing it together. I mean, it's a rejuvenation in a sense. You know what I mean? It is awesome right now what we're going through. It really is. I mean, it's almost. I don't know. I mean, there's sometimes the words can't explain. You're on stage and you're like, damn, this sounds amazing. Do we want to look over and say? Do I want to look over and say, damn, that's Rick right there? Right. Yeah, because I'm much respect to the guy. That dude is hammering down every day. This guy does what he does. Eddie does what he does, and that's what I meant. What I said earlier. It's the Eddie factor. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to hear that classic. I mean, World of Deceit kind of style. Yeah, they want to hear that exactly. Yeah, they want to hear that stuff. Yeah. They want to hear those little breaks in between songs.
That's part of that's part of the Pissing Razors sound. Every element that each of you contribute is the Pissing Razors sound. Without one of the elements, it would not be Pissing Razors.
We missed that with Matt and stuff.
I know. So, as I said, Joe shared some new songs with me. Obviously, you guys are recording some new songs. Talk a little bit about what can fans expect from the new Pissing Razors songs, or is it?
Let me just say, what you heard is just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh God! Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude. I mean, it's like.
I heard two.
It's stuff.
I heard them once, I think.
It's you know, Matt's got some stuff that this one song in particular is like, fuck, this is fucking amazing. It's like fucking, you know, the just the beats are fucking. It's like, You know, this is fucking cool. And then, you know, I hadn't really I had a bunch of riffs tracked, and you know, just on guitar, just simple ideas with a click, and just so I wouldn't forget them. And then, so I'm going through all this stuff, and you know, I got the studio and the drums are mic'd up, and so I'm like playing beats to some of this stuff, and it's like fucking, this is gonna be fucking cool, man. Especially, so I just lay just like a basic idea down, but until we get in the room together, it's not gonna come to life. You know what I mean? It's just like a really basic skeleton to remind me. I was like, guys, check this out, and then, you know, let's put this to it, and let's try this, let's try that. You know what I mean? And that's how the writing process goes with us. You know, that's our formula for sure.
And what I heard sounded, you know, sonically sounded really fat too. So you guys, you know, you guys are veterans. So should I assume that you guys are recording this stuff on your own?
That's still in the talks. I mean, as far as what the procedure is going to be, but you know, Eddie's accomplished in the studio, so we're weighing out and piecing together our game plan right now. And there's still some stuff up in the air, and there's still, you know, some ideas that we have floating. But there's some stuff that we've solidified, and we have a skeleton right now, I think, of where we want to go with this. And now it's just, you know, piecing everything else into it. But I think at this stage we feel confident pushing forward, and we go, hey, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, and we feel like it's gonna be received well.
You guys are here in Austin, Texas. God, you know, as close to my hometown as you're gonna get. I would have loved to see you in San Antonio too, but you know, here as part of the Brothers in Blood tour with Skin Lab, also another veteran band. How's it been to again be not only, you know, because I know you guys did some one-off shows in 15 and 16, but now kind of really being on the road and touring and playing shows night after night. And what's it been like being in front of your fans again? And kind of tonight, you guys had lots of love here in Austin. Lots of love.
For sure, man. Lots of love. I want to send a shout out to Joe's brother who rented this RV to us, because without this thing, we would have been dying in a fucking van. You know, so much. Thank you very much. You know, and but as far as that goes, I mean, you know, the Skimlock guys and you know, Shattered Sun now. I mean, it's just like, you go on tour, man. You go on tour to have fun, man. Yeah. Enjoy playing music. You know, talking to your friends and your fans and just, you know, it's all about, man, enjoying this, not being out here. It's like, oh, this sucks, and you know, it's like. And I see that so often, you know, and it's like, that's other bands that have been doing it for a long time. They still enjoy it, you know. I mean, the Overkill guy's been 30 plus years, you know, and they you know, they have a good time. Yeah. They have their little formula. Each guy does their own thing. Didi doesn't drink, you know. Blitz likes to have his beers, and you know, everybody's got their own little thing. And you know, in the end, everybody has fun playing shows. That's it. Pretty simple.
What is the plan for the rest of 2018? What would you guys like to happen for 2018?
So we were trying to piece out, you know, how dedicated a run we were going to do with Skin Lab, and what we figured best was to piece it out, you know, into sections. So talks are taking it into part 2, you know, Brothers in Blood part 2, and the possibility is pretty strong that it'll be overseas somewhere, you know, maybe the UK or Europe or something, and do you know, something a similar run to this one, but in the UK, and then, you know, we'll just go from there. And that'll probably be in summertime.
That would be especially exciting, because we all know how the UK and European fans are about heavy metal. They love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
So
exciting.
yeah.
And when would you anticipate the new Pissing Razors record to come out? When would you like for it to be out?
That's tough.
We were thinking maybe. I mean, like everything, you know, it's like a fine wine at this point. You want to get it right. You want to, you know, enjoy everybody's playing again. I mean, he said it correctly. I mean, Eddie is Matt. You have to get those tunes correct. You can't sit there and rush. I mean, there was those days back in the day where everything was always about labels pushing you. No. We have opportunities. We we have things. It's not just his place. It's Matt's place. It's whoever's place. But as long as everybody's okay with it and doing it with time, you know, and then give everybody what they want to hear. You know what I mean? I think we did some of that tonight with giving them the raw feel of it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we captured what we really want to do just yet.
What was the new song that you played tonight, Joe?
Tonight was Pulverized.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pulverized. I mean, snappy. It's fast. It's kind of like the old school days, like where we come from. That little psycho-punko metal groove. Again, I mean, that's our style.
Yeah.
Are we going that way? Of course. Are we going to finish there? No, absolutely not. We're still going to give it that heavy, hammer down groove, you know, that we always do. You didn't hear tonight the other song. You know, we only did the one.
I always think about the diversity of Pissing Razors when I hear like Cast Down the Plague, some of the songs from Cast Down the Plague, like Sympathy, and some of those tracks that were like really like not fast, but they were like really heavy still, and had a lot of this heavy, you know, sonic landscape in them. Yeah.
Forever. I mean, it's like ba-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's just very just. But then it's got those middle pieces like ba-ba-ba. You know what I mean? Of course, the captain and the guns and guitar. I love that because he drives me, you know, and with all his guitar playing and his soloing now that dude, magic in my hands. This is awesome. We're doing what we did back then, but we're tighter, a little bit more professional.
Yeah.
And we're
I'm a
loving.
little more tired, and I sweat a lot more.
Nothing short of amazing of everything that's going on, dude. It's super cool, super cool.
And a big shout to you. You were the first person to expose us to the scene.
I don't think I even said it.
It was
that
a White
much.
Rabbit. Was the first time you leaving
Hey, everybody always wants to.
the
be
White
in music.
Rabbit.
What the-
Remember that? So that was the
1998, 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, gentlemen, I just cannot say enough about, you know, the fact that I've always been a fan of the band, the fact that I've always just you know, enjoyed listening to your music at home with my friends in the car, and I just cannot anymore anticipate what. Not anticipate the moonshine, but anticipate all the new tunes that are going to come out from you guys this year, hopefully in 2018. As we end out, and as Eddie's going to make me drink this moonshine.
Black too?
Make a toast, Eddie.
Mr. Dimebag Daryl. God bless.
Good toast. Salud, right here. Gentlemen, any last words? Anything you want to share with fans around the world who will see this interview?
Thank you. You know, it's been a dream come true for me from way back in the day to be able to do this 20 years later still. I mean, it's like, you know, thank you.
Matt Lynch.
I kind of mirror his sentiment. You know, I mean, we've been very fortunate to do what we love doing, and we're gonna keep it going as long as life will let us do it. And we've got some great people doing it with you know. So appreciate you as well, man. Thank you.
Man, I cannot express enough to you. And I told you this off camera, but it was just such a great pleasure to watch you play tonight. You were on point, and you were just tight, and you're just the man, dude. When you're up there, you have this presence. You have this presence about you on stage, and it's like, you know, the master's up there, you know, throwing down, and it's a beautiful thing to see. The only thing I told him I was not happy to see is that he didn't have the flannel on. That was the only thing I told him.
I tore my favorite flannels. I got to find another one.
I'm gonna buy you some.
Please do.
I think he needs flannel endorsement.
I do. Flannel and flip-flops, man. Flannel and flip-flops, buddy. Right?
And Joe Rodriguez, oh my God, the man, Joe Rodriguez. It would not be the Pissing Razors without Joe Rodriguez. And oh, jeez, I got tired watching you up there perform, my man. You are putting 110%. The fans feed off of that, and it's like, you know, this dude's is into it. He loves what he's doing, and it's a beautiful thing to see, even at your tenure.
It's a driving force with the guys. The guys make me play like that. These guys doing that shit, I mean, hands down. I couldn't go, I mean, I hurt every day. Back, voice, blah, 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 but the adrenaline, the power, I couldn't do it without these guys. It's hands down. Thank you so much for everything you've done, dude. Matt, Eddie, Gio, I mean, amazing. We're ready. I think we're about to embark in something a little different. Stronger, heavier, a little bit more mature in a sense, because, you know, sometimes, you know, it's a work smarter, not harder kind of thing, you know. So I'm ready, man. I mean, and I know these guys are. And then you heard it today. I mean, the power. It's not just today. It's been the tour was amazing. Thank you guys for the Skin Lab guys and all that stuff. And I mean, Shattered Sun, all the you know, local openers that opened up for us. Hands down, bro. We couldn't do it. We couldn't do it by ourselves.
Let's go. Let's do it. We're doing a tour pick. Come on.
Let's thank all our Latino brothers out there as part of this tour, the fans who came out to support. Guys, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to chat with us. 20 years in. We're not stopping.
We'll get 20 more out of it if we can.
Oh,
20 more out of it. Come on, Rob.
I've always supported you guys because, first and foremost, I've just been a fan. I'm a fan of Pissing Razors. I love the Pissing Razors, and I would not be staying out here and drinking moonshine with Eddie at 1:30 in the morning if I was not a fan. I love you guys. I anticipate the new record. I'm sure all you people out there will too. Remember, everybody, it's going to be coming out later this year in 2018. You saw the band Pissing Razors from El Paso right here on Rob's MetalWorks.